Active corona cases in the country cross 5,000. More than 400 infected persons discharged after recovery. Death toll at 166. Several states witnessed spike in new cases in the past 24 hours. Maharashtra and Madhya Pradesh witnessed spike in corona cases. Coronavirus positive doctor dies in Madhya Pradesh's Indore. Number of active cases touches 1,300 in Maharashtra. Odisha extends lockdown to 30th April. Uttar Pradesh, Madhya Pradesh and national capital Delhi announced sealing of hotspots regions. No movement of public to be allowed in the sealed areas. Essential services to be provided at doorsteps. Centre issues a new helpline number in association with Tamil Nadu government. The helpline links even the non-smartphones with Arogya Setu app. Prime Minister Narendra Modi replies to the thank you note by US President Donald Trump, says times like these bring friends closer. Brazilian President Jair Bolsonaro also thanks Prime Minister Modi. Good afternoon, I'm Shubhendu Ghosh. Hope you're doing well. The number of active COVID-19 cases in the country in India now stands at 5,095, according to the data released by Ministry of Health and Family Welfare. Today, 166 people have lost their lives to the disease and as many as 472 people have been cured. They've been discharged from the hospital. One person has migrated. In Maharashtra, active corona cases have reached the 1,300 mark, while Madhya Pradesh, Delhi and Tamil Nadu are also witnessing significant jump in positive cases. And my colleague is joining us with more details from Maharashtra. What update can you share with us at the moment? There's a significant spike in the number of positive cases, as we informed our viewers.
Well, yes, the total number that has been found in Maharashtra of positive COVID-19 has reached to 1,297.
Right.
That is almost 1,300 now. Now we are seeing daily spikes of more than 50 to 70 cases per day. Now the state government, along with the central government, is taking various measures, and now we have seen that more than 240 containment centers alone in the city of Mumbai has been formed. So we are seeing Worli Kolivara area, Dharavi area, this area where slums and chawls are located. These areas are there where the containment zones have been developed, and these areas are totally under lockdown, totally sealed. No person can come out or go inside this area. Now we also seeing that, where have been given some relaxation to buy some products.
Right.
They again come out in large numbers, and that creates a lot of panic. Other than this, we are also seeing that the Brihan Mumbai Corporation is now uploading on their Twitter or on their website ward-wise map where you can see what are the wards which is worst affected. In this scenario, we are seeing the ward E, KW, D. These wards are the worst affected, and we are also seeing that a spike in these areas because of the contacts that has risen. We also saw the state government is now in touch with central government on the fact that, to use the medical resources judicially,
Right.
there has to be a separation of, cases where the are infected and asymptomatic, so they can go in one particular institutional quarantine facilities.
Shama, we know there is unprecedented pressure on the medical fraternity as well. What is the preparedness in Maharashtra like, especially after Supreme Court says that tests should be made free for all people?
Well, yes, we saw earlier also in Maharashtra where the private labs opened the doors to the tests, and the state government that these tests should not be, at a very high price. That should be at a reasonable price. Now the Supreme Court has said this, more and more will be done for this case as well. As for that, you asked me for the preparedness. We also saw that number of hospitals have been turned into only treating COVID-19 patients. All over the state, we are seeing more than 30 hospitals have been totally dedicated to these. patients. Also, institutional quarantine facilities where 11,000 people alone in Mumbai, that has a capacity of 11,000 people, that has been developed to arrest the spread. Also, we saw today where the Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel, it's a very big stadium where major events were held. Even Prime Minister Modi had conducted his one of the conference over there. That has been totally turned into the observation center for the people connected in the Worli Koliwada area, because we are seeing 2 to 3 cases from that particular area. So high risk, low risk contacts, those contacts would be shifted there. N number of institutional quarantine centers have been created where shifted to these places. So yes, containment zones, quarantine facilities, all these measures have been taken. One important decision that was taken yesterday by Chief Minister, he go out in public, do wear a mask, and not necessarily that you have to go to a shop or medical chemist and buy a mask, but yes, you can take a mask from your home. You can take a clean cloth, wrap it around your face, make sure that it has at least 2 to 3 layers, and that suffices the
all right, Shyama, that's right. Wearing masks has been made compulsory at more places. Thanks very much for joining us with those inputs from Mumbai, Maharashtra. Moving on, in an unfortunate turn of events, a doctor has lost his life to COVID-19. The corona warrior has been identified as Dr. Shatrughan Panjwani, is a resident of Rupram Nagar area in Indore, Madhya Pradesh. The death toll in Indore has touched 22.
कल जो 40 मरीज नए आए हैं उसको मिलाकर अभी तक इंदौर जिले में 213 पॉजिटिव मरीज का फिगर पहुंच गया है और कल 6 मृत्यु के बाद जो मृत्यु का आंकड़ा था वो 21 तक पहुंच गया है। अभी सुबह सुबह एक दुखद घटना ये प्राप्त हुई है कि हमारे एक चिकित्सक साथी की मृत्यु अभी हो गई है।
In view of the rising number of COVID-19 cases from Indore, Bhopal and Ujjain in Madhya Pradesh, Chief Minister Shivraj Singh Chauhan ordered complete sealing of these 3 districts. No movement will be allowed there and essential services will be provided by the government. Chief Minister also warned that FIRs will be registered if a person hides the fact that he or she has contracted the virus or has symptoms. The death toll due to coronavirus in the state stands at 29, with 21 persons dying in Indore alone. So far, the pandemic has now spread to 16 districts of Madhya Pradesh. That's the update coming in from Madhya Pradesh. And my colleague Ajit is joining us from Bhopal with more inputs from the ground. Ajit, Indore, Bhopal, Ujjain have been identified as hotspots in Madhya Pradesh. Give us update on what is this hotspot lockdown going to be implemented like? What updates can you share with us?
जी देखिए 3 ये जो जिले हैं ये जो हॉट स्पॉट जो है वो आइडेंटिफाई किए गए हैं जिसमें कि भोपाल, राजधानी भोपाल, इंदौर और उज्जैन। सबसे बुरी हालत जो है सिचुएशन है वो इंदौर की है। वहां पर लगातार जो है वो मरीज सामने आ रहे हैं कोरोना के और लगातार ऐसे इलाके आ रहे हैं जहां पर कि बड़ी संख्या में जो है ये कोरोना के जो संक्रमित लोग हैं वो लोग सामने आ रहे हैं। इसको देखते हुए प्रशासन को की जो मुश्किलें हैं काफी बढ़ गई हैं। हालांकि पूरी तरीके से लॉकडाउन किया गया है, अब सील कर दिया गया है। तीनों जो ये जिले हैं इंदौर, भोपाल और उज्जैन, इनको सील कर दिया गया है और बाकी 14 जो डिस्ट्रिक्ट हैं जहां पर कि कोरोना के जो पेशेंट वो पाए गए हैं, उनके जो संक्रमित लोग हैं वो पाए गए हैं, उन 14 डिस्ट्रिक्ट को भी टोटल लॉकडाउन कर दिया गया है और चप्पे चप्पे पर पुलिस तैनात की गई है, बैरिकेडिंग की गई है। अकेले भोपाल में ही 85 से ज्यादा ऐसे एरियाज है जहां पर कि कोरोना के जो इन्फेक्टेड लोग हैं या जो क्वारंटाइन लोग हैं वो वहां पर हैं। तो ऐसे जो एरियाज है उनको पूरी तरीके से कंटेनमेंट क्षेत्र घोषित किया गया है और वहां पर पूरी तरीके से आवाजाही जो है वो बंद कर दी गई है। तो प्रशासन पूरी कोशिश कर रहा है कि लगातार जो है ये लॉकडाउन का पालन हो। हालांकि कुछ जगह पर जैसे जो घनी बस्तियां हैं या पुराने शहर के इलाके हैं, चाहे वो इंदौर की बात करें या भोपाल की बात करें, वहां पर कुछ जगह खबरें लगातार आती रही कि लोग वहां ग्रुप बनाकर घूमते फिरते मिले हैं और इस तरीके से पुलिस को परेशानी आई लॉकडाउन को फॉलो करवाने की। लेकिन ऐसी जगहों पर ड्रोन कैमरे से नजर रखी जा रही है, पुलिस वहां पर भी लगातार चप्पे चप्पे पर नजर रख रही है। और आज के जो हालात है हम बताएं आपको कि पूरी तरीके से पूरा जो शहर है वो सील है, कोई कहीं से आ नहीं सकता, जा नहीं सकता। हालांकि जो इसेंशियल जो वस्तुएं हैं उनकी सेवा बाधित ना हो, इसका पूरा ध्यान रखा गया है। और इसी कारण एस्मा भी लगाया है सरकार ने। एस्मा लगाने से जो भी जो जरूरतें होंगी वो पूरी की जा सके और कोई किसी तरह की पैनिक क्रिएट ना हो।
जी अजीत, धन्यवाद इन सभी अपडेट्स के लिए। माय कॉलीग अजीत रिपोर्टिंग फ्रॉम भोपाल, गिविंग अस अपडेट अबाउट द सिचुएशन देयर. Indore, Bhopal and Ujjain in Madhya Pradesh particularly been identified as the hotspots where the number of positive cases have spiked in the recent times. Moving on, Odisha government has extended lockdown till 30th of April, has requested the union government to stop rail air services till the same date. Odisha government is the first state in the country to extend lockdown period till 30th of April in the entire state. And Chief Minister Naveen Patnaik thanked the people of Odisha for all the support and cooperation extended during the crisis. He added that although extending lockdown involves a lot of sacrifice, hardship, uncertainty, it was the only way forward. He said the state cabinet that met today had decided that saving lives of people was the topmost priority at this juncture. And this is the update of Odisha extending the lockdown. Odisha government has requested the union government to stop rail and air services till 30th of April. And these are the updates of the step taken by the Odisha government, first state in the country to extend the lockdown till the end of the month. There have been 42 confirmed cases of COVID-19 in Odisha. Activities related to agriculture, animal husbandry, Manrega to be facilitated. It will not be affected by the lockdown. But non-essential services will be stopped during this period. Food security of the people, a major priority, is what the Chief Minister had to say. That's the update coming in from the state of Odisha. It also proposed to do 1 lakh rapid testing in the state at the earliest possible time. Educational institutions in the state will remain closed till June 17th. The lockdown, although, has been extended till April 30th. Around 30 healthcare workers, including doctors, nurses, technicians at the Cardio Neuro Center in All India Institute of Medical Sciences, AIIMS in Delhi, have been advised to undergo quarantine after a 72-year-old man who visited the facility with neurological problem tested positive for COVID-19 on Wednesday. The patient had reported to the emergency with brain stroke symptoms around a couple of days back. He was immediately shifted to the neurology ward for evaluation and treatment. The patient was transported to AIIMS Trauma Center, which has been converted into a dedicated COVID-19 hospital, and contact tracing has been initiated. Meanwhile, with 93 new cases being reported in Delhi in the last 24 hours, the Delhi government has sealed places in which that have been identified as hotspots, places of positive cases. A total of 20 hotspots have been identified in Delhi. According to Delhi government, no one will be allowed to enter or exit from these areas. The government will ensure delivery of essential items in areas that have been sealed to combat COVID-19 spread. Government has also made wearing of masks mandatory in Delhi. And my colleague Rajiv Rustagi is joining us with more updates from the capital. Rajiv, hotspots, we understand, is like a lockdown within a lockdown. Help us understand the protocol that is going to be followed herein.
Hotbeds for the virus, because government is feeling that these are the areas which are more likely to infect more people, so they have sealed these 20 areas in Delhi. I'm standing outside this Mayur Dhaj apartment, which is in IT Extension, which is, that's where I stay, and I stay like 2 societies away from this society. So as you can say, the protocol you are talking about, protocol is, first of all, no entry, no exit outside the society and into the society as well. Proper barricading by the police. there's a tent that has been placed that will be used by the doctors for medical checkup of the residents of this society. PCR van is there to attend to any eventuality that might take place, because since it's a hotspot, so that has been sealed. So basically, all essential services have been maintained within the society itself. The grocery sellers, they are coming to society in the morning and in the evening, so that residents of this society, they can buy the essential commodities like milk, egg, breads, vegetables, all those things. So nobody, in any case, there's a doctor staying in this society whom I know, and she said she works in the GTB hospital. So she said, I'll be going to the hospital because she's a doctor, and the medical profession is in under essential services. So basically, barring those services, nothing and nobody is allowed to venture out of the society. Shubhendu.
Also, Rajiv, if you could tell us, because you are at Mayur Dhwaj Society, which is under lockdown, how many people, how many families live in this society? How many people here at least will not be allowed to go out at all? Any inputs on that, Rajiv?
Yes, of course, because there are around 300 flats in this society. It's a big society. As you can see, it's a high-rise society.
Yes.
If I want to show, it's a high-rise society up to 7th floor. And there are 300 families, 10 blocks of 30 flats each. So 300 flats are there, 2 BHK, 3 BHK, 4 BHKs as well. So 300 families have been actually locked down. And on an average, if you take 4 to 5 persons per family on an average. It's a rough estimate. So you can say around 1,500 people, they have been locked down in this society. Now the main case being talked about is from Tower I of this society, of this apartment, where a person actually he was he was suffering from kidney related disease, and he was going for regular dialysis to a private hospital. Now he was the person who actually died, and the rumors they got up that the family might be infected with the coronavirus. So the exact details are yet to come out, because I was speaking to one of the doctors who stays in this society. So this is the protocol the police has maintained. There's a tight vigil. Nobody can go inside. Nobody can come out of it.
Okay.
And police and administration, they are trying their best to maintain the situation. As
Rajiv, and the good thing is that there is medical facility available right at the gates that you mentioned. But thanks very much for joining us with those inputs from Delhi. Now, with the number of coronavirus cases rising to 343 in Uttar Pradesh, the state government on Wednesday has said all COVID-19 hotspots in 15 districts will be sealed till April 15th. Additional Chief Secretary Information Avanish Awasthi said that 15 districts, including Agra, Lucknow, Ghaziabad, Gautam Budh Nagar, Kanpur, Varanasi, Shamli, Meerut, Bareilly, Bulandshahr have reported a number of COVID-19 cases. Meanwhile, Uttarakhand government has said that the portals of Char Dham will be opened on scheduled date, but the Yatra will be regulated during the lockdown as per the directions by the centre. And Haryana government is also taking tough measures to fight COVID-19. It has come to a rescue of the poor as far as their ration needs are concerned. And as the coronavirus outbreak continues to infect more and more people, the government is taking stringent measures to contain the spread of the virus. States like Delhi, Uttar Pradesh have already identified particular hotspots that will be completely sealed off. Let's take a look at what is allowed and what is not allowed in a hotspot area in particular. The services that are allowed: home delivery of essential items, vegetables, milk, grocery, etc. Delivery personnel authorized by the government will be allowed to enter the hotspots. Going to hospital in case of medical emergency is allowed, even if you are in a hotspot. What is not allowed in hotspots? Opening of non-essential shops, banks, ATMs, post offices, all these shops and services will be shut in hotspot areas. Going out without a valid government pass is not allowed in hotspot regions. Also, entering sealed zones or gathering inside it is not allowed if it is identified as a hotspot. What is allowed again, I repeat, in hotspots, groceries and other essential items will be allowed in hotspots. And based on the Bhilwara model, Rajasthan, ruthless containment of the virus is being done in Ramganj, Jaipur. Essential services are being carried out smoothly. And our correspondent Vishal Beristo has filed this report from Rajasthan.
Shastri in Jaipur. As you can see, there's a long queue. These people have come to collect their money under the Jan Dhan Yojana. 500 rupees have been promised by the Prime Minister. They are following the norms of social distancing. There are circles here and they are all following. Each person has to be there in one circle. So let's ask with some of them and find out what do they have to say about this. कहाँ से आए हो आप? शास्त्री नगर से. क्या लेने आए हो यहाँ पर? उसके साथ क्या क्या लाना पड़ता है? As you can see, she is having her booklet and every person has to carry it. All of them, they are carrying their booklets with them and they are here to collect the money. कितना टाइम हुआ आपको इधर आए? So she's been here for some time, but they are all following the norms of social distancing and they are all following the norms, precautionary norms of safety, because prevention is better than cure. Vishal Beristu, DD India, Jaipur.
With an aim to identify and get more information about one's location, an initiative has been launched today between Government of India and Tamil Nadu, Arogya Setu IVRS. The helpline will activate once a person gives a missed call and identifies his or her location. All options for assistance, healthcare and other guidance related to COVID-19 will be available on it.
We have just launched Arogya Setu IVRS. This has been jointly developed by the initiative of the Government of India and the Ministry of Communication, the State of Tamil Nadu and also IIT Madras, in which the BSNL has played an active role in giving all the lines, etc. It works very simply. There is a number 9499912345 on which a call is given, missed call. There is a system which immediately responds to a person who needs help or who is developing symptoms, assistance, detection and guidance from the health system as to where he should report. And all this data voluntarily collected would also be fed into the system to help locate the person affected and also giving him due care and assistance.
Now, as the country and the world is fighting COVID-19 pandemic head-on, it is worrying that people affected with COVID-19 as well as healthcare workers, sanitary workers, police are facing discrimination as well due to fear and misinformation amongst the general public. Further, certain communities and areas are being labelled purely based on false reports floating in social media and elsewhere. There is an urgent need to counter such prejudices and to rise as a community that is empowered with a health literacy and responds appropriately in the face of this adversity.
The COVID-19 pandemic has affected all of us and causes a lot of fear and panic and of course stigma. What are the 5 ways in which we can reduce stigma? The first, use proper terminology. Use terms like affected by COVID or recovering from COVID rather than the terms victim. Number 2, make sure that you do not disclose information about people who are affected by the illness or who've been quarantined and be supportive to them. Number 3, avoid sharing rumors which are unauthentic information. Make sure you go to the Ministry of Health and Family Welfare or WHO website to have the proper information about the illness. Number 4, do not create panic and fear. Do not use words like the world is going to end, all of us are going to die. Instead, share positive stories of people who are recovered and people who are helping each other. And finally, a plea to decrease stigma is to make sure that you enable health workers, sanitary workers and the police to work respectfully.
Amid the growing threat of COVID-19 and the tally of infection increasing every day in India, Tamil Nadu is ramping up efforts to tackle the spread of the virus. Disinfectants are being sprayed on every motorist entering the city in a bid to stop the spread of the virus. Besides to ensure smooth supply of essential commodities during the national lockdown, the government has been streamlining the supply chain with regard to truck and cargo movement. Now, movements of all trucks with one driver and one additional person is allowed as long as the driver is carrying a valid driver's license. The Indian Post Office is ensuring supply of medical and financial supplies in their iconic red vans. Besides, the Indian Air Force is carrying medical supplies and emergency equipments regularly across the country. And those are the ways in which essential supply is maintained across the country, and Armed Forces and Indian Air Force also playing its part. Now, we bring you some more ground updates and stories that we've been receiving. A unique initiative by the Ahmedabad Municipal Corporation to supply vegetables to every household via e-rickshaws is being replicated across the country. In this pilot project, AMC even provided direct employment to over 260 people. That's the update that came in from Ahmedabad Municipal Corporation. Also, Air India launched its first cargo flight to lift essential medical kits from China and returned with over 19,000 kg of supplies. Other airliners are now following suit, with SpiceJet having transported some 11 tons of vital supplies from Delhi to Chennai in India's first cargo on seat flight. Those are some important ground updates and stories that have been coming in, talking about the resilience of the administration to fight the challenge of COVID-19. Besides, the FCI is transporting food grain via the Indian Railways to meet the requirements in the deficit states where the need is higher. In April, FCI aims to move around 5 million tons of food grains to the states and regions that need them the most. The backbone of India's milk supply chain, Amul's 4,000 to 5,000 tanker drivers transported more than 400 lakh litres of milk every day from some 18,700 villages, cooperative societies to over 1,000 cities and towns across the country. And we salute our supply warriors for keeping India connected and managing all the essential supplies. And with those updates, we also conclude this bulletin. Do take very good care of yourself. Namaskar.